What's good, everybody? It's your boy, the Average Gamer, and I wanted to talk to y'all about a system that I haven't gotten yet. I have every intent of actually, you know, probably getting one here in the next couple of weeks. Um, Mainly because it's Christmas around the corner and all that good jazz. And no, it's not the Wii U that I'm gonna be talking about, but I do hope to be getting that mug soon. Because I want to be playing this. I wish I was playing this right now, but one thing at a time. No, what I want to talk to y'all about is the system that this goes to. Yes, the Xbox One. We was talking about this at work today. And my idea for this, the Xbox One, I have an idea for y'all over there, Microsoft, and I really, really think y'all need to do it. Now, what is that? Okay, there are two versions of this system out right now, and the versions are not that different. One's 500 gigs, one's a terabyte. That's the only difference. The memory. Well, one comes with a Kinect and one doesn't. That's really all. The 500 gig, keep 500 gig with the Kinect, but get the Kinect away for free. Quit charging people. The terabyte does not come with the Kinect. That's fine. But the terabyte needs to also be revved up in horsepower. There's not really an incentive to buy the 1 terabyte other than the memory. But I feel like the incentive could be there if Microsoft would go into the system physically and rev the horsepower up to stop the frame rate drop. We all know the frame rate drop is there, and they wanted to blame it on the Kinect. Oh, we had the frame rate problem and the system's underpowered because of the Kinect. Well, the Kinect is not there anymore. These issues should not be a problem. They should have tweaked the system. In fact, they should have also revved up the horsepower to be on par with that of the PlayStation 4. But so far, from what I understand and what I've heard, this is not happening. Which means most of the games still look and play kind of crappy. And yes, we're talking, of course, about the shared games, which is Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Batman, Arkham Knight, and Destiny. We're going to exclude Halo 5, Halo Master Chief Edition, and Sons of Rome. Even though some of those games as well, I've heard, play kind of crap. Pardon me, kind of crappy. But again, if they would just go in and tweak the system, especially the 1 terabyte, because the Kinect is not in that bundle. It's games. They add games into those bundles. They would go in and tweak it, rev the horsepower up, and make it to where the frame rate doesn't drop. Make it 60 frames a second instead of the 30 frames. Because the Kinect is not there, and there's no reason for it to be underpowered anymore, then they would see an increase in sales. And give incentive for those who bought the first model Xbox, incentive to sell the first model back to them and give them the Kinect back. Because then, the customer then would be happy, especially if you would be like, hey, all that data is going to transfer over to your new model. Then your customer base would go up, and you would see an increase in sales. Because right now you're barely a contender. You're like barely a blip on a radar. And yes, it's true. You're barely a blip on a radar. And this is coming from a guy who supported the original Xbox. I love the original Xbox. I still have the original Xbox and I still play it. I collect games for it because it was so good. And it's so sad to see what happened. I mean, the first year y'all had, it was almost like, is Xbox even going to be a contender this generation? Well, is it going to go down to PlayStation versus Sony? Because, or not PlayStation versus Sony, but Sony versus Nintendo? I mean, just because the way they stumbled, it was so bad. And then they, took away the DRM and a lot of the restrictions, and everybody was celebrating, and I was still sitting back watching, and I'm like, okay, they took away the stuff that we knew they could take away. However, they can add that back whenever they want. What about the frame rate drop? What about the fact that it's not as powerful as the PlayStation? What about the fact they're not talking about boosting it up to be as powerful as the PlayStation? This seems to be something that needs to be looked into. No mentions. Well, I don't know. I know it's not going to be the only model of Xbox, especially if you look back at the 360. There was like 9 different versions of the 360 on top of like 100 different modeled versions of the 360. You had like different games coming out with their brand stamp on the 360. You had a Final Fantasy 13, a Splinter Cell, Halo had one every time a Halo was reintroduced, a Fable one, you had a Gears of War one. Every time a game came out that was exclusive pretty much to the 360, there was a 360 game console made strictly for that game. So, I mean, come on. You've already got 2 Halo versions of the system. You got a Gears of War bundle. There's a Titanfall bundle. They're gonna have it. They're pimping the system out. Same thing with the way Sony's doing the PS4. You got a Star Wars one, a Call of Duty one. You got the Batman. There's 2 Batman ones. There's a regular Piano Black one. There's a Nathan Drake bundle. They're pimping these systems out. So obviously it's not gonna be the only one we see of the Xbox One, but like I said, they need to be revving the horsepower up with the fact they're going up in memory, and it would give incentive for people to buy it if they did that. I'm wondering what you think. If this is a good idea, you think it's a good idea? I think it's a good idea. Would it give you incentive to buy an Xbox One if they did this? If you knew that they revved up the horsepower and tried to tweak it to where the frame rate wouldn't drop and look like a slideshow? If it became on par with the PlayStation 4, would you choose the Xbox One over the PS4, or would the exclusives help you? Let me know. Drop a comment down there in the comment section. If it's on, I'm posting this on Facebook as well. Type on there, say what you want to say, all that good stuff, all that good jazz. This has been your average gamer. I'll holler at y'all next time. And if you on Facebook, go follow me on that YouTube. Deuces.